Welcome back to the Triple Double Watch, guys. We got our last episode of the NFL rankings.
So they're going to be up here. Check the rest
all of them out. This is the fifth one. We had a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and now we're moving to the entire defense. We're just ranking complete defenses.
Yeah.
We're definitely like good fans of the NFL, but we don't know enough about every defense to tell you this is the best defensive line or this is the best
There's
secondary.
a couple of these teams at the bottom I couldn't even name you.
Exactly. Like more than two guys probably.
Yeah.
If that. Because free agents, so whatever. Yeah. Defenses get hectic. You don't hear as much about them. But we know enough to give you a general ranking of what we think. We'd love to hear from you if you got any suggestions after we go through our list. So leave it in the comments. So let's go from the bottom. And at number 32, I got the Houston Texans.
I got the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's just used to be the Legion of Boom, and now it's the Legion of Doom. There's nothing.
Not good doom.
No.
And it's not a good doom. It's doom for them.
Yes. I can't name you more than a couple players, and they lost their best one.
They still have...
they released him.
They still have one-armed guy. What's his name, right?
I don't know.
Griffin.
I guess they do.
Do they still have him?
I don't know.
I know he's good, though.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm not sure I can name any names, but I read some reports on them. They're bad, too.
Very
bad. But yeah, 31 for me was Atlanta Falcons then.
I have Chicago Bears, so they had a bright spot, and he just requested to go out of town.
And I don't blame him. So
yeah.
Sorry, Bears fans.
Roquan Smith requested a trade, so another team I don't think there's any bright spots.
Exactly. So 30 was Seattle Seahawks for me. We mentioned just terrible. So.
Yeah. So 30 and 29 are probably have worse floors than those two I just said, but
they got some bright spots.
They have some bright spots. And 30, I put the Falcons, who added Casey Hayward Jr.
Yep, I love that.
I mean, they have a decent secondary at least.
I thought they had a good defensive draft, too. They got some rookies that will be exciting.
29 is where I had the Texans. I mean, they added 3 backs. They had Derek Stingley, Jalen Petrie, and Steven Nelson. I feel like there's some bright spots. You got something.
It's more than teams like the Seahawks did, at least.
So that's why I think we agree on the bottom 4.
Yeah.
Well, you put the Giants.
Yeah, just a tad lower. I got the New York Giants at 29. I think last year even they were worse than they appeared just because they got to play Washington and Philadelphia. And so I think overall this defense is still not very good. They got their draft pick. Good for them. But everybody gets a top defensive draft pick when you're not picking a quarterback from last year, basically. So I don't know. I just don't think they're good still.
And then you had the Bears.
And then I got the Chicago Bears at 28. So
the 28s were at the Panthers. They started out good last year, but they weren't really playing anybody, and they looked terrible when they play a good quarterback team. So that doesn't bode well when you're playing Tom Brady twice a year.
Yeah.
So I got them at 28, and
I got the Panthers 27 then. They got one or two guys that are like playmakers, forced turnovers guys, but overall this defense just got torched the last 10 games of the year.
It's not good.
I don't expect them to be that much better. Which is why I had the record so low too in our preseason video. I think this offense will be solid.
Yeah.
Not over the top great, but I don't think it's good enough to keep them in these games because of their defense. So.
Yeah, I believe I had them in fantasy to begin last year, and I was like, all right, that's good.
Yeah.
And then it just went downhill. So.
Dropped them quickly.
Yeah. So 27.
27 for you, yeah.
I had the Jets. I think they had a good draft. Really young, but they still need time to, figure it out together.
Yep. I had the Jets 26 then. I had the Panthers 27. I think I said that. But Jets 26, same thing. They got some promising pieces now, but overall it's still below average defense.
26 is where I had the Giants. Like you said, they got their guy in Thibodeau. But they're still pretty weak outside of the front. Secondary's really weak, so we had the same bottom 7. So
yep, there we go. So moving on to 25 now, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I mean, they got their guy in Trayvon Walker,
yep,
which is I still think questionable. I'll get into who I think's better here in a second, but.
I like their linebacker core.
Yeah, they're obviously 26 was our cutoff where we had the same bottom 7. I guess we'll get into it. We have the same next two.
Yeah, so then we got Detroit Lions at 24.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson was much better.
Yes, I think that's, and it's just perfect too. He's playing in Detroit in general. I think that's another type of motivation for him in a way.
And I love their coaching staff.
I do too. I think the coaching staff brings this defense up a notch, one or two, and could vault them in the top 20 this year alone. I mean, I just think I'm off the charts on that coaching staff. I love it.
So we technically have the same bottom 9.
Yes.
But 23, I got the Titans. They have great rushers up front. They're getting Bud Dupree back from injury, I think, this year. But it's just another team. It's like you don't.
They don't have game changers.
There's no huge game changer. There's no guy that's going to stand out week to week. So that's why I got them so low.
That's why I got the Chiefs at 23 for me. I still got Chris Jones, right?
Yeah.
I didn't fact check that, but I was assuming.
I think so.
They got a few good D-line pieces, generated a decent pass rush, but I think the secondary is already bad. It's one injury away from being bottom 5 bad. The linebacker core is below average, I would say, too. I just don't, and especially in a division with Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr, I think they're going to get torched in a lot of those games. So,
22 of the Vikings, and it's pretty much slowly because of their health. I mean, they just haven't seemed to stay healthy, recently. So, I didn't want to put them any higher.
Yep. 22, I got the Washington Commanders. They get Chase Young back this year. Hopefully he'll be a game changer, vault them up some. But other than that, they don't have a lot of exciting pieces still. So,
yeah. 21 out of the Chiefs, like you said. It's just nothing that's going to carry you. And they lost the Honey Badger and Tyrann Mathieu. So, and they're playing a really tough division. So I got a 21.
21, I got Philadelphia Eagles. So,
okay. I got the Cardinals at 20.
I do also have the Cardinals at 20.
I mean, you got J.J. Watt still, but secondary is a huge weak point.
Yep. And losing
Chandler Jones,
blanked there. But I still think J.J. Watt's going to provide a lot of production still if he can stay healthy, which it finally looked like he was going to make it through a season healthy. But I do think they have a few good linebackers too, but overall it's a below average defense.
19, I got Commanders. Washington football team. Like you said, they're getting Chase Young back, and that's a game changer. But aside from that, it's nothing wild.
19 is where I had the Tennessee Titans. So. Yep.
18, I got the Raiders, who added Chandler Jones, and he pairs with Max Crosby, who's
perfectly
pretty good.
It's going to be nasty for sure.
Pretty good front there.
18, I got the Minnesota Vikings, and then 17, I had the Las Vegas Raiders, one above there. And I just am really high on that defensive front, and I think that alone will kind of help their secondary, who's not great, but it's decent, and it'll be good enough with that pass rush. So,
17 out of the Bengals. I just think they don't have any crazy playmakers either. They're just looking to hope. They're hoping to recreate what they did last playoffs.
Yes.
Aside from their cornerback.
Yeah.
Eli Apple, not that great.
Yeah.
So that's who I got. 17.
16, I got the Miami Dolphins. Really good secondary.
Yeah. I got them at 15. 16 is where I had 49ers. You got Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead, but again, not anything behind them.
15 is where I got the Cincinnati Bengals in. Trey Hendrickson is huge for them. I do think the secondary is pretty good. Eli Apple's not great, but they got other pieces in that secondary. Overall, it's an average defense. So.
15, I said I had the Dolphins. Like you said, they got guys like Xavier Howard and Byron Jones back there. So 14, I have the Eagles. They added Hassan Reddick and James Bradbury, and they drafted Jordan Davis, who looks like a freak athlete for a linebacker.
Exactly.
Linebacker. Is he a linebacker?
It's like a hybrid kind of.
So I think they look like last year. They looked better on paper than they performed. So if they can step up and play good, I think they're capable of being top 10.
Yep. 14's where I had the Cleveland Browns then.
They got them 13.
I think they struggled a bit at times last year. I think with gelling their pieces together more this year. Last year, you see that a lot with some of these defenses. You sign a lot of guys year one, you struggle with chemistry a little bit here and there. I think year two they'll be a little bit better. So.
Well, you get you've re-signed Clowney, you get Myles Garrett,
exactly,
and you got Denzel Ward. So those pieces right there are really good pieces. So I got them at 13.
13 is where I had the San Francisco 49ers. Statistically, I saw they weren't like the best actually last year, but they were riddled by injuries early half. Second half of the year, they got better. Obviously, carried them to an NFC championship. I couldn't. Yeah,
didn't win it, but they got there.
Yeah. When you hold the Packers to 3 points, I know it's a snowy night at Lambeau.
Yeah.
But still, when you do that, you're going to go into next season as a top half defense for me. So.
Well, they're the mid of the pack.
Yeah, exactly.
For me.
Yeah. And then 12. We had the same top 12. Or not like every
the same teams.
But the same teams in the top 12.
So my 12 was the Ravens. I think they were just severely riddled by injury last year. I mean, I think I read a thing that said they had all 4 of their best cornerbacks out at one point at the same time.
Yep.
So if they can be healthy, they'll be better. And I would really like Kyle Hamilton. They got in the first round. So
at 12 for me, I got the Indianapolis Colts. This could be a team that in points given up a game could be top 5. Probably aided a little bit by playing the Jaguars and Texans 4 times. I think pure talent, I have them in this 10 to 12 range, and I ended up sliding them at 12, but I debated. But they had some really good signings this offseason. Their secondary was already ridiculous last year. I think it'll be even better this year. So,
yeah. 11, I have the Broncos, who they're really good, but they just got to stay healthy, and they're playing in a tough division. So it could be higher easily, but this is probably close to their floor. I think is 11 to maybe 13 is the lowest I could get them, but I got them at 11, and if they can stay healthy, they're capable of being way better.
Yeah, the Broncos are a weird one for me too, because like based off like scoring and stuff after the whole end of the year, they might look like a 16 to 18 defense even just because of their division and stuff. I think talent wise they are around the top 10. But teams like Cleveland and Cincinnati could end up being better defensively. It kind of just depends. They got a lot of pieces they're filling into. But anyway, 11, I got Pittsburgh Steelers in. Really good year last year. Kept them in the playoff hunt. Yeah. I don't know if it'll do that much for them this year, but it's going to be good regardless.
I have them at 10. When you got T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward up front, you're really good. But behind that is very
question marks now.
Yeah,
so
it's very questionable. So they're front heavy, and that's the highest I could get them was 10.
10 for me was the Dallas Cowboys then. Some great pieces. Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. Really, really good playmakers, and you love that in a defense. I don't know the stats on this, but I'd love to look it up now that I've thought of it. But when you get like a defensive touchdown in the game, your win percentage has to be pretty dang high, like a pick 6 or a fumble 6, and those guys do that for you. So
well, they didn't lead, but they were close.
Yeah,
the second half they definitely. Yeah. 9 is where I have the Colts, and I'm really high on them. I'm a little bit biased, I guess, because they picked up our guy Stephon Gilmore last year.
Yeah.
And they also got Kenny Moore. So I just think they have the potential to be top 5.
Yeah,
I mean, I really like them.
For sure.
So
9's where I had Denver Broncos then. So I think that's kind of their ceiling for me, though.
8. This team is very capable for being top 5 for me. But for now, I have them at 8 is the Chargers. You had Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson.
Exactly.
It's a crazy offseason. So those are huge pieces. And they could be well higher for me.
Yep. 8.
But also in a very tough division.
Yeah. 8, I got Baltimore Ravens. I think they get a lot of their guys back, and they're better this year. 7's where I had Los Angeles Chargers. Again, I think they could be top 5 too. Yeah. I just want to see a few weeks of all these new additions, like I said, to gel, see what the chemistry is like. But I think it's pieces that are veterans. They fit in well with any defense sort of type thing. I think this is, talent-wise, easily a top 5 team. So
7, I have the Cowboys. Like you said, they got Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons. But the biggest piece they have personally is Dan Quinn. Looks a great defensive guy.
Yes. 100%.
You got other pieces there, so they were one of the best, like you mentioned, scoring defenses. So you got to have them up here.
Yeah, so 6, I had the Los Angeles Rams then. Lose a few guys that want to get paid after a Super Bowl. You understand that, but still have Jalen Ramsey, still have Aaron Donald, arguably the best defensive lineman and arguably the best quarterback. And then you signed Bobby Wagner, arguably the best linebacker in the game. So you got all 3 levels filled in, and I love that too because it's a leader at every position. You know, Jalen Ramsey leads that secondary and helps his teammates out, you know, probably in practice, scouting, training, all that. Same with Bobby Wagner, same with Aaron Donald. So I love that for them. I think they're going to have a really strong year again.
6, I have the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're a little bit older, but they added guys like Logan Ryan, Logan Hall. Well, I think were 2 good pieces. It's just their age is the only question mark, but they're still really good.
For sure.
So.
5, I got the New Orleans Saints then. Signed some great pieces. We're already pretty good last year. I want to see how they fare against the top of the top again. I want to see them against the Bucks. I want to see them against some of these really good NFC teams, but definitely talent-wise on paper, top 5 defense.
Yeah. 5, I have right above old TB12's new team is the Patriots. You know, when you lose J.C. Jackson, your team's going to be a sharp decline out of his position. But when you have Bill Belichick, that's all you need.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I like that. And I got the Green Bay Packers at 4, but then I had the New England Patriots at 3. So, yeah, I love the pieces the Patriots have.
They have an elite defensive back.
Yes.
Room, I guess you got him. Jair Alexander is arguably the best in the game up there, so I got him at 4 as well. And that's one of the reasons I still have them doing so well. We just talked in our receiver tier list that their offense looks better than we thought originally, and their defense is still elite, so I got them at 4. I'm going to go a little on the fly here and switch these 2 up. 3, I'm going to go Saints.
Okay.
They added the Honey Badger, and I think they're a really sneaky defense. I think the defense will carry them. And you mentioned you want to see them play the Bucks and them. It seems like every year they win at least one against the Bucks, even however bad the offense looks.
Yes.
So,
Trevor Siemian led them to that one last year.
So I flipped them, and I put them at 3, and I'm going to go ahead and put the Rams at 2.
Okay.
After thinking about it, when you got Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, like I said, arguably the best out there. And you lose Von Miller, but you replace him with Bobby Wagner.
Exactly.
There you go. And you just won a Super Bowl, so I'm going to put them at 2.
Yeah, after the Ravens at 8 for me, and then Chargers at 7, that whole 7, that 2 to 7, I could go any way.
I would say my 2 to 9 almost.
Yeah, so
maybe 4 to 9 or something. But
yeah, so I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2, and I could literally flip-flop them with the Chargers at 7 and still be fine with this list. So, with the Bucks, I think I kind of like that they're older, because they're not like so old where they're losing capabilities yet, but they're really smart, really savvy guys. I love Devin White. I think Devin White is a Defensive Player of the Year type candidate this year. Flies around the field. It's just really fun to watch. The secondary is really good again. They'll be aided by some of their easier games in the division, but I'm not trying to look at that. But anyways, I got them too.
So we mutually agree at 1, and it's my Super Bowl champions, the Buffalo Bills.
Defense wins championships.
And you add Von Miller to the number 1 scoring defense of 2021. It's just even better. So, and I think something has to be said for teams that are really good on offense and really good on defense. It just feels like those guys are going to gel across the ball better.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm really high on them. And people might, I don't know if anybody's going to notice this. We're Patriots fans, but I love watching the Bills.
This team is just, they don't have there's not a gap anywhere. I mean, their wide receiver room is deep. They have 3 running backs, all like capable.
The personalities on this team are really good people.
And they gel together.
Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
And if they get the 1 seed this year, which I think mattered some.
You gotta go into Buffalo
Because they were at Kansas City, weren't they?
Yeah,
for that game.
Kansas City.
If Buffalo gets a 1 seed, no, they didn't beat them because they lost the coin toss.
Oh yeah,
yeah. No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the Bills get the 1 seed this year, and that defense gets rocking, and Bills Mafia gets going, and Josh Allen chucks a 60-yard touchdown down the field first possession, good luck. I'm just
personally believe us. It's scary to go into Buffalo in the playoffs.
It is a scary, scary team.
It was not very fun.
They have built the offense perfectly around Josh Allen. They've unlocked all of his capabilities that people did not think he had year 1 and year 2, and the defense is just added on year after year after year. And I'm wanting to say 4 years ago or so, they were around a 20th defense, and then 15, 10, 5, and now we think they're 1. That's what the progression has felt like recently. It's just a scary team.
Yeah. So we've kind of mentioned it. We've talked about our predictions a little bit. So go check them out.
Yep.
I'll put them right there.
Absolutely.
Preseason predictions. Go check out the playlist. It'll be up there as well. This is the last installment, like we said.
Next NFL stuff, we might do some fantasy football. We might go through like a mock draft or something. If you guys think that'd be fun, if you're still watching and you think that'd be fun, let us know. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We're ramping up. Preseason's full blown going now, so
about
that time. So we appreciate you guys joining us again for this one. Till the next time. Peace.